Hello everyone, this is Drum557 here with the next part 2 of my Let's Play of Katawa Shoujo. Last time we left off, we were just left off the hospital, and now we're entering Yamaku Academy. Now, with all that out of the way, let's load our game up, shall we? The gate looks far too pompous for what it was. Oh, I guess we're clicking. In fact, gates in general seem to do that, but this one especially so. Red bricks, black wrought iron and grey plaster, assembled into a whole that didn't feel welcoming at all. I wondered if it looked like what a gate for a school should look like, but I couldn't really decide. Probably no. Of course I didn't want to get stuck on thinking that about the gate too long, so I entered through it with a brisk pace that felt surprisingly good. Moving forward feels good. It does! Moving forward does feel good for you. So I walk towards the main building, Yamaku Academy, with a brisk pace. I am alone as my parents are taking my stuff to the dorms, and there's supposed to be someone waiting for me. The grounds are incredibly lush, filled with green. It doesn't feel like the kind of grounds a school would have. More like a park with a clean walkway going past trees and the smell of fresh cut grass. And all other park-like things. Words like clean and hygienic pop into my mind. It makes me shudder. I shake them off. Stay open-minded now. It's your new life. You have to take it as it comes. That's what I tell myself anyway. A few big buildings loom behind the leafy canopies. Too big and too many for just a school. Everything seems off. It's different from what I thought I knew about schools. It's an uncanny valley. Even though I was told this is my new school, in the back of my head, it doesn't feel like one. I wonder if the feeling is real, or caused by my expectations of a school for the disabled. Speaking of that, I don't see anyone else here. It's kind of eerie. Makes me wish there was somebody here so I can anchor myself to something tangible instead of having this feeling that I stepped into another dimension. The trees hum with the wind, and the green hues flashing all around me catch my attention. It makes me think about hospitals again, how they say that the operating rooms are painted green because green is a calming colour. So why am I feeling so anxious despite all this greenery? ... the famous ... Only after I stood in front of the haughty main building, I surprised myself by realising why the gates bothered me. It was the last chance I had to turn back, even if I had no life I could return to. No turning back now. But still, after entering, there was absolutely no way I could go back anymore. Feeling nervous with this realisation set in my head, I opened the front door. A tall man in bad posture notices me as I enter. We're the only people in the lobby, so it's only logical. Okay guys, I'm going to do voices for these. Excuse the horrible voice acting. You must be Nikki? Nakai. So you are. Excellent. I'm your homeroom and science teacher. My name is Mutao. Welcome. We exchange a handshake that's neither firm nor sloppy, and he looks at his watch. The head nurse asked you for a brief check-in visit, but there's no time for that now. Oh, should I go later? Yes, afternoon is probably fine. We should get going and introduce you to the rest of the class. They're waiting already. Waiting for me? I don't like being the centre of attention, but I guess it's inevitable in a situation like this. Somehow not knowing what is waiting for me makes me feel really nervous. Thinking of this, I almost miss what the teacher is saying. Do you want to introduce yourself to the class? Why not? I mean, like, first day of school, we're new here, might as well get good introductions to the class. Why do I have to? Oh god, I think I've done the wrong choice, oh well. I've done the wrong choice, crap. Of course not, that's why I asked you. Right. Let's go then. Oh yeah, I picked the wrong choice. Sorry guys. Damn. My heart is pounding in my chest, and it keeps me thinking about my condition as I follow the teacher upstairs. The third door is the third floor corridor. The third door down is the third corridor marked as the classroom for class 3-3. Mutel opens the door and enters. Good morning, everyone. Sorry I'm late. I hesitate for a split second at the door, freezing on the spot. Get a grip. This is a big step, I know that, but there isn't any point to worrying so much about it. At least not this soon. I followed the teacher into the classroom and look around, partially so I won't have to meet the curious gazes of my new classmates. It's pretty serious. The ceiling is unusually high and there's a lot of space left over around the in-between of the desks. An entire wall taken up by blackboards and the high old-fashioned windows only make it seem larger. Sorry guys, I have a bit of a cold. The students' desks are just standard wooden desks with a with a shelf underneath for books and wooden chairs with metal frames. Simple and efficient. Sorry about this, guys. I can't speak today. I stopped walking in front of the classroom and faced the other students. They all look normal, like students in any other school. But then, why would they be here? They're probably like me and have something wrong with them. Only it's just not immediately obvious. Then I noticed one of the girls seems to be missing the thumb in her right hand, a little jarring. Despite the natural tendency to listen when someone else is talking about you, I tune out the teacher's speech halfway through while he introduces me to the class. I notice a flash of dark hair and see that someone is looking at me. A girl with really long straight hair that is pretty eye-catching, and she sees me looking back at her. She covers her face with her hand as if it will make her invisible. There is one boy with a cane leaning against the lockers at the rear of the class. It's weird seeing someone so young with a cane. Another girl seems to be making some weird hand motions. Sign language? She peers at me with the rims of her glasses, then goes back to whatever she's doing. She's kind of cute. So is the cheery looking girl with pink hair sitting next to her. She's really hard to miss. I don't know how I didn't notice her the moment I walked in. But please welcome our newest classmate. He claps his hand and so does everyone else, except one girl in the first row who has only one hand. I cringe a little, but hide it by bowing in thanks for the applause I did not deserve. The applause I did not deserve, sorry. After the applause, there is a brief silence that nobody seems to want to be responsible for breaking. The teacher soon realizes that he should probably say something. He opens up with some unintelligible noise, shuts up as he loses his momentum, and then starts introducing me. Nobody seems to be too interested. Maybe I should have said yes to the self-introduction thing. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. I've chosen the wrong choice. Probably realizing he doesn't know anything about me, he just ends up saying my name wrong again and asks me to write on the blackboard. I do that and turn back to face the class, feeling awkward. I listen to the teacher as he drones about getting along while letting my gaze sweep across the classroom. Everyone seems to be listening to him intently, and when he's done, they clap their hands again, which feels like a weird thing to do. The first row girl claps on this round with the hand against her other wrist that ends in the bandage stump. It makes me feel a little bad. Shouldn't feel bad, Asal. We're going to be doing some group work today, so that'll give you the chance to talk with everyone. Is that okay with you? Yeah, it's fine with me. That's good. You can love Hakamachi? Hakamachi. She's the class representative. She can explain anything you might want to know. And who knows? And who else would be able to do that better, right? How can I know? The teacher passes out the day's assessments and announces that we will be working in groups of 3. It hits me that I don't know who Hakamachi is. Slow. The teacher seems to catch my helpless expression. Oh, right, Hakamachi is right there. Shizune Hakamachi. And he calls out her name. The cute bubble-looking girl bubbly looking girl with bright pink hair and golden eyes waves her hand at me. I take a seat next to her by the window. Hey, I guess you're Hakamichi, right? It's nice to meet you. What? I'm caught off guard by her laughter. It's nice to meet you too, but I'm not Hakamichi. I'm Misha. This is Hakamichi Shi-chan. Hakamichi Shi-chan. Giggling, Misha points to the girl next to her, the one I saw using sign language before. It looks like she has been staring at me the whole time. She nods once nonchalantly to show that she acknowledges my presence, but only barely. She has short, yet carefully neated brushed hair, a pair of oval-shaped glasses balanced on the tip of her dainty nose, and dark blue eyes that seem to alternate every few seconds between analytical and slightly bored. It's nice to meet you. ... She immediately looked at Misha, who smiles and makes a few gestures with her hands. Hakamichi nods and makes a few gestures of her own. I start to wonder if the teacher was messing with me, saying things like, you'll be able to talk to people, and who better explain things to you? I can see you're a little confused, right? Right? But I understand why you would think it was Shi-chan. Shi-chan is deaf, so I'm the only person who translates things back and forth for her. Unlike an interpreter. She says it's nice to meet you too. I'm making Amisha sound like Stu Griffin. Inside, woman! You're the new student, aren't you? Well, Shi-chan, of course. Shi-chan, of course he is. If he wasn't, he would have been standing up there for no reason, right? Right? Misha looks at me with a weird expression, then continues. We don't know much about him, but maybe we'll find out later. Maybe I shouldn't have introduced myself after all. Anything would be even a better first impression than the teacher's drone and fumbling with my name. We know there was going to be new students, but we didn't know you would be here today. Today so soon. He-chan, right? He-chan. Yep, it fits, doesn't it? Did I say it out loud? It just was a surprise. I never liked that nickname. I don't really see how. It fits! You look just like I imagined. ... Yeah, you look just like a He-chan. I wonder why everyone seems to think so. Hakamichi taps her fingers on the desk to get Misha's attention. They gesture back and forth to each other excitedly, their hands a blur. Misha seems a little overwhelmed. Sorry about that. Shi-chan wants you to know that she's the class rep, so if there's anything you need to know, you can feel free to ask her. Do you like school so far? We can show you around a little if you haven't had the time to walk around and familiarise yourself with it. Misha stumbles with a hard word a bit, making it stick out in her otherwise fluid translation. Thanks. That would be pretty helpful, yeah. I just kind of came straight to class today. That's no good. You should always try to learn as much as you can about where you're going before you go there. Not just the school either. Always. Even if it's a trip to the convenience store. Really, Shi-chan? Learn about where you're going. I guess I didn't bother to do that, or just don't care enough to do so. I didn't look forward to this, even if I committed myself to go along with it, half-heartedly, but anyway. I don't say anything. Misha signed something that ends in a shrug. What was that? It seems like it was about me. I feel like slumbering over my seat. Both of them are smiling, but that shrug hit me unexpectedly deeply. You look down. Are you okay? Don't take it the wrong way, please. I hate it when people are afraid to ask questions. That's how people learn things, by asking. Asking for help is perfectly normal. As much as needing help. Stop looking like you just failed a test. Alright. Ah, and another thing. You don't have to call Shi-chan something so formally like Hakamuchi or class rep all the time. Just call her Shi-chan. Okay, maybe that's too casual. Maybe Shi-chan would be more appropriate. Yep, Shi-chan is fine. Huh, okay, that would be a lot easier for me. I feel a lot more at ease. Both of them seem so friendly, so I can feel like an idiot for being so apprehensive earlier. Especially about Shizune? Yeah, Shizune, who I assumed would be all business. Well, she still seems like that, just less so, I guess. Exclamation mark! Huh? Oh, right. We haven't even touched the assignment. We should start working now, or Shi-chan will get mad. The assignment is also kind of long, so we should start now if we want to finish it before the end of class. That too. Shizune glares at the two of us impatiently. I don't need to know sign language to understand that. Okay, I'll get the message. After class, we can take a walk around the grounds together. It's a nice day today, okay? The assignment is actually very challenging to get through, combining aspects of being both difficult and unnecessarily long. Time passes. Still, we finish it a few minutes earlier than anyone else in class. Despite our late start, Shizune and Misha are really capable. They're quite different though. The class rep is as calm and professional as she looks, while Misha is a lot more playful and girlish, not to mention a little more easily distracted. To be honest, the two of them did most of the work. I feel guilty about that. I didn't know Big Ben was in Yakumu Academy. The clock tower bells ring, signaling the end of class period. Time for lunch. Without knowing what else to do, I follow Misha, who is beckoning me into the hallway and down the stairs. We descend even below the lobby where I met Muto, down to the bottom floor. Just like everything in the school, the cafeteria seems too spacious and oddly modern in contrast to the classic exterior. Its big windows open to the courtyard towards the main gate. It's the cafeteria! Her enthusiastic statement of the obvious makes people around us stare, but Misha doesn't seem to care, so we proceeded to the line. There is a rather long list of menu options, which seems great, until I realise that many of them are to accommodate students who need special diets. How nice. It almost feels like I'm back at the hospital, eating portion measured with scientific precision to meet the needs of the patients. I pick something at random and follow Shizune to the table, sitting opposite her. As I nibble indifferently at the food I'd rather not eat, Misha pokes me up in the side to get my attention and points to Shizune. I don't understand sign, so the point escapes me. Maybe looking at the person who talks to you is proper and polite. Do you want to know something? What? About anything. We're your guide, so you should ask if there's something. I wonder. Okay, we can ask about the library. I think I've got something I need to know. I think I've got everything I need to know. Ask about Shizune's deafness. Well, I'm not going to ask that. That's a bit insensitive, so we're going to ask about the library. Oh, yeah, is there a library in the school lately? Lately I've gotten into reading a lot, so I'd like to check out. Misha gives the kind of frown that makes it clear she doesn't consider reading a healthy hobby, but then picks up her smile again. There is! It's in the second floor. We can show it to you sometime. Thanks. I return to my food while the girls talk between themselves. Misha and Shizune sigh back and forth very animatedly. throwing sideways glances at me, but Misha refrains from translating. Maybe they're talking about secret girl stuff or something. Secret girl stuff. Oh, Hisao. We've all been there. I quickly notice a conversation inside is not enough to fill the silence. Oh, so it just goes. We arrive in the classroom early, but we're not the first. The dark-haired girl I noticed before is slumped over. I can't speak. Jesus, what's wrong with me? Well, I had to record this before, but my computer sort of said no, so I have to do this again now. So forget. And I was so fluent before as well. I was like proper like fluent. I'd done it all right, but now I'm just like stuttering all over the place. I apologize, everyone, if you don't think this is like professional stuff. That dark-haired girl I noticed before is slumped over her desk at the last row. She jumps a little when Misha crashes into the room with the elegance of a rhino. She shrieks deeper into her seat. I can feel her tension all the way from here, as if she was slowly turning into stone just from our presence. Misha and Shizune either don't notice or don't mind it, as they walk directly past her to their seats and began to converse. I'm left wondering about her, even when the classroom slowly fills up with other students, and finally the teacher. Getting into the rhythm of school feels strange. It's as if my brain remembers how this is done, but my body doesn't. Towards the end of class, I start yawning and counting the minutes left. Pardon me. I shouldn't be this tired on my first day of school. Maybe it's the long time spent in the hospital that made me like this. I'm even feeling physically weak and lifeless. There goes Big Ben. Before long, the final bell rings. School is finally over for the day. Besides me, Misha and Suzune are having a short conversation after a bit of having a short conversation. After a bit of deliberation, Misha turns to me. Unfortunately, we can't stay and show you around today, He-chan. We've got to hurry already, since there's a lot of work for us to do. You'll find your way around here, I'm sure of it. Wait! The teacher said I have to see the nurse. Where do I have to go? Is that so? We can at least show you that much. Come on, the nurses have their own building, so we have to go outside. We join the flow of students making their way down the stairwell and outside, with the girls pointed out some other senior classrooms in the same hallway as ours. When we get outside, the girls make their way through a smaller building right next to the school. It's built in the same style, so it looks like it's actually a part of the main building. This is the auxiliary building here. There's a lot of official and important stuff inside, like the Amaku Foundation office and all the nurses' offices. They've even had their own swimming pool. How is that official? Don't be silly, He-chan. It's for physical therapy, of course. Anyway, all the nursing staff facilities are in there too. The head nurse's office is on the first floor. You'll be fine from here, right? You'll be fine from here, right? We'll be going then. See you tomorrow. Yeah, thanks. Bye. A whole building for stuff that has nothing to do with the actual education? I guess it's necessary for a place like this. I walk in the hospital. I walk in hospital? We're not in hospital anymore. We're in the academy. I walk in, hoping that this really will be only a quick visit, like the teacher said. On a white door on the left is a green cross with the text "Head Nurse" and a nameplate. A voice from the inside responds to my knock almost immediately, but I can't quite make it out. It sounded a bit like an invitation to open the door, so I invite myself further in. The room is not large, and it smells strange. A friendly-looking man turns around on his office chair and faces me as I enter. His desk is neat and tidy, but the bin under the table is overflowing with used medical and utensils, and there are at least a dozen coffee cups with rigs lingering on the desk. Hello there! What can I do for you today? He's young looking and sort of rugged, but the dimples on his cheeks washed that impression away when he smiles. Are you the nurse? He smiles like a person who has heard this very same question 100 times. Well, yes, I am. It says so on the door, no? You can call me by my name or just the nurse like everyone else. Of course, I shake off my confusion, realizing I probably should grab his extended hand. His handshake is rather firm and friendly. Right, I'm a new student, and my homeroom teacher told me to come and meet you. My name is Sal Nagai. His eyes light up in revelation and snaps his fingers. Oh, you're that Nagai. I was just reading your file this morning. Some kind of chronic anemia and related chronic heart muscle deficiency, right? He gestures me to sit down in a vacant armchair in front of his desk. Yes? Good. Well, you've probably been briefed about the school enough, so I'll just go over this quickly. We have all kinds of facilities available, mostly physical therapy and such. There's always been someone from my staff around, even at night, so they never hesitate to call us if there's a problem. A famous 24-hour nursing staff? Wow, this is like a hospital. Well, not exactly. For instance, we don't do brain surgery here. His joke feels so out of place that I'm left thinking why he even said it. Yeah, just that it's really weird to have so many medical people at school. You'll get used to it. I'm not sure of that myself, but I don't let the nerds know it. Now, just let me find your file again. While he searches for something from his computer and shuffles stacks of papers around, I let my gaze wander around the room. It's the epitome of generic, I like to say. Beige walls and ceiling, dark grey lament flooring, and all the equipment you expect from a school nurse's office. Even the ridiculous educational posters are hanging on all 4 walls, reminding me to eat properly 3 times a day and from all food groups. Smiling, the nurse draws a thick file from a stack of similarly thick files and opens it. So you already have medications for the arrhythmia. Just remember to take your pills every morning and evening, or it won't be much help. Apart from that, do you do any sports? Rash stuff like, I don't know, boxing? He grins to his own joke, but I don't. Well, I played soccer occasionally with some classmates. Alright, I'm afraid I'm going to have to recommend for you from refraining from doing that, at least for the time being. Oh. My lack of reaction makes him raise an eyebrow, but really, I'm not too bothered by him forbidding me to kick a ball around. I guess I never did it out of Sorry, guys. I guess I never did it out of burning passion for this. I can't speak. What's wrong with me? Me speak English. I guess I never did it out of burning passion for the sport, just to have something to do. There you go. I can see English now. Any kind of concussion might be very dangerous to your heart, and risking another attack is not a good idea. Was the previous one caused by sudden concussion to the chest area? There's no mention of the cause in the papers. Not exactly. I sidestepped the question acceptably, and he glances at me over his papers, with one serious expression of his face. Still, you need to keep your body healthy, so some exercise will do you good. We have physical therapy and such available here. As I said, but I don't think you really need such heavy measures. Just get some light exercise regularly. Brisk walks or even a light jog, jumping rope, that sort of thing. Swimming maybe, there's a pool here. So I was told. You were. Very good. At any rate, and I'm sure you've been told this before, you just need to not to overexert yourself. He wagged his finger to emphasize the point. No need, really. I heard this 1,000 times. Absolutely no unnecessary risks. Take care of yourself. Okay. He goes over my paper one more time and sets them on the desk. Obviously content. Good. That's it then. Come meet me if you ever need anything. Music in this game is quite cool. I like the theme of the nurse's office. I mushed out before I even realised it. A quick visit indeed. I end up standing in front of the main building, but the auxiliary building. Although to my eyes they still don't look like. Although to my eyes they still look one of the same. Well, guys, now that we've hit the 30-minute mark, it seems that we're finished here. This is John157 in part 2 of Let's Play of Katawa Shoujo. I hope you enjoyed it so far. If you want me to, and I'm sorry I couldn't be able to speak English today. I don't know why that was possible, but hey. Anyway, this is John157, part 2 of Katawa Shoujo. Have a good day. John157, signing out.